All right, everybody. How's it going?
What's good?
All
Here we are.
right. We are here. Awesome. Well, today it's Mr. J. Frey and I, episode 14. Welcome back, everybody. Ryan's on dad duty right now, so he couldn't make it, sadly. We got to get him on another one on here with you. So,
Yeah, I was telling my dad I was like I'm gonna do the podcast with Hal, and I was like, at this point, I think I'm the most recurring guest here. This is my third time here, huh?
third one, I think.
I was on
Trying
the
to,
original, bro. I
you
mean,
were on
really,
the
I'm
original.
I'm part of the crew here.
You are. You are a rowdy one. You are. You and Ronnie are tied right now. Y'all are both
Tied,
at three.
yeah. That's right. That's right.
So we
Either
got
way,
a we got a little competition going.
yeah, I got to get my numbers up
We got to
for
bump those
sure.
numbers up. They're rookie numbers.
Yeah,
Awesome,
yeah.
man.
I'm excited though. Thanks for having me on. Always
Dude,
appreciate it.
thanks for making time. I always appreciate that because I know you're super busy. Speaking of busy, you've been going wild at blast camp here lately.
Yeah.
Been man, fill me in on some of that.
Yeah, so currently, as we're filming this, it's the Monday right after the Max event. So those weeks are always very busy. Definitely was a little bit harder this time, just because some of the guys that usually help me out set up the field got on teams and have their teams, so we can't be having them help up with like a help set up a blind layout. So the heat and all that stuff, just been kind of a long week. Doing the commentary for that, that's been a big hit so far, so
Yeah.
thank you to everybody that plays those events and tunes in to hear me kind of talk about paintball for 2 days straight. And this event definitely an added challenge to lightning storms and thunderstorms.
Mm.
Both days, primarily on Saturday. So yeah, just kind of rough to get through that, but we came out on top and. Yeah, here we are. Was at the field a little bit today cleaning up. Didn't even make a dent into it, but yeah, a lot of garbage, a lot of mud, and a great weekend of paintball. But yeah, I work at Blast Camp and do the commentary, do all that stuff for the Max. So yeah, busy couple weeks for sure. Kind of helps that it's the off, kind of like the middle of the season. I was about to say the off season. It's not the off season, but this 10-week stretch. Um, Definitely you get a little bit of breaks here and there, but for the
Yeah.
most part just staying busy and trying to play a lot of paintball or think about paintball, whatever I can do.
Yeah, for sure. I love it. I love y'all what you're doing with that Max event. Like it's really cool. It's great getting to see that it's being broadcasted. It's great to have commentating on it. I think that always brings in a great just addition to a stream.
Hmm.
What is it? The WCPL. You go
WC,
and
yep.
or yeah, WC. And so you go and watch that and there's not necessarily commentary, right? And so I think it makes the watching more enjoyable.
Yeah, you know who does a great free live stream or just live stream in general is Boston Paintball. I think it's the NXPL or NEXPL, but they do a great live stream with commentators. We were lucky enough to hit up, I don't really remember his name, but they made us a custom scoreboard for this event.
Wow.
So if you were watching the stream, and for more streams in the future, we will have like a Mid American League, X Ball League custom scoreboard, and yeah, trying to upgrade the stream as much as we can. We're currently sitting with 3 cameras, which are all GoPros, and essentially we started the first event with one, and kind of have expanded to now we have a pit cam and we have 2 cameras on the field. So
Mhm.
hopefully trying to get a fourth one by the last event, and yeah, just really trying to give the players that play something so that their family can watch, so that they themselves can watch back and
Yeah.
get better. Because the pros have that. The pros, everybody watches it. Everybody can see it on YouTube, Go Sports, or Major League Paintball Plus, and all that stuff. But to give back to the D3, D4, and D5 players, that are really spending their hard-earned cash and time to go out there to give their family something to watch or to learn
Yep.
from, I think is definitely an important thing. And to, just put more paintball out there. We did a free live stream on Facebook, and then I'm just getting around to like posting the first event, posting all that on my YouTube. So
Hmm.
just being able to give free paintball out there
Yeah.
for the people is really fun, and to be kind of the voice of that is fun. Just go up there and watch some people play paintball is always fun, so can't complain.
100%. Heck yeah, man. And then before that, y'all do night ball every Wednesday, right? And then
Yep.
you had another tournament just after that. Was that a week or two ago? Couldn't remember.
That might have been 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, but yeah, the Classic X Ball. That's
Yeah.
another very fun tournament. Thank you for bringing that up. That's one where me, Ronnie, Cody, we all got to play along with some other pros. Nick Sloviak was there, Caleb Abel was there, and some of the semi-pro guys. Ben Sloffer was there. Ben Sloffer was on the team that won. Him and Caleb Abel, their team won. Shout out to the orange team.
Nice.
Me and Cody were on the blue team. But if you don't know, essentially how that tournament goes is you sign up. I think you pay, I want to say $100 or something around that range, and you get a jersey and you get entry and I think a case of paint, and
Yep.
you get to go and you assign down a team. There's 10 players on a team, 2 pros, 8 just people that sign up, and yeah, you got 2 lines, so you make 2 lines and they alternate throughout the tournament, and you're playing like true X ball, so 20-minute games. This is uncapped semi, so literally just as fast as you can shoot is how many paintballs you're going to put downfield. And yeah, there's sideline coaching and penalty boxes as well, so it's really a good time. And along with that, we do have night ball. So like this week, we do one Friday night per month, and then every Wednesday.
Yep.
So this week is a rare week where it kind of doubles up. So we have Wednesday and Friday night this week. If you're listening and you want to come out and play some paintball, should be 2 good nights. So those are always fun, and yeah, kind of breaks up the week. You get to play a little paintball on Wednesday, and
Yeah.
get to go out there with the boys, and it's real nice. You kind of you get a group of kind of the regular guys that are always out there, and it's not necessarily people that are all that experienced. I would say most of the people that come to these Wednesday nights are people that are getting back into the sport, or
Yeah.
over the past couple of years are like, oh, I got some time on a Wednesday, I'm going to go out there. You don't need a team, you don't need that much paint, you don't need really. We have people. There was somebody out there a couple weeks ago that came with his friends, ended up grabbing a rental and just went out there, and by the end of the night he was like, wow, I really like this, I'm going to come back. So
Awesome.
really, any level, any player, if you want to come out on a Wednesday night, 6 to 9 on Wednesdays, and when we do the Fridays, it's 6 to 10. So good little time to come out there and just get some points in with whoever really that comes out. We usually been getting a good crowd.
Heck yeah, that's awesome. Glad to hear it's popping off, and what a great experience to get to go like middle of the week, tired of work, you're halfway through, you get to go out and have some fun, speed up your week a little.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. I wish we had that, here in Colorado, but sadly we don't. So
yeah, I mean, really how all the Wednesday nights started, I guess, like we've only had night ball for, I guess we're really coming on about a year. We've had the polls in, and we just haven't really been able to find the time to put up the lights and everything until about exactly a year ago. It was right around the 3rd event last year where we had our first night ball. So before that, we were doing Wednesday night drills back with Blast Camp. Me, John Eckert, and Vass, we all created just exactly what the poster says, Wednesday night drills, and we started that, I want to say, about like 3 years ago. And ever since then, like our first one, I think we had like 2 or 3 people come out, and then ever since then it's just continued to grow to where now it's called Wednesday night drills, but we have so many people that come out. There's usually a steady anywhere from 10 to like 30 or 40 I think the most people that we've ever had out at like a night ball was maybe 50, 55 people for like the very first one for the grand opening.
Oh, wow.
And so now how it's kind of evolved is like we're out there playing points. There's pros there. There's lower divisional people or lower experienced players there. And we do anything from playing points to 3-on-3, 5-on-5, 1-on-1. And usually we end the night with some drills or whoever's there by the end of it. Lately, whoever's there at the end, we've been running just whoever's there. We play as many people that are there, even on even, right? So I think the last one or maybe 2 weeks ago, we played 15 on 15. So at 9 o'clock at night, there was still 15 on 15. And it was needless to say, like most of these fields aren't set up for 15 on 15. There's like 6 people in the back center. There's 2 people in each can. Like it's awesome. And then we usually stick around and just paint some cones or people shoot the rest of their paint
Yeah.
at a pole or something or do some snaps. And so, yeah, it's definitely evolved over the years, but
Yeah.
it's a great time. And if you haven't played under the lights, it's a whole new experience. Couple things I'll say: you really need a clear lens. You really, really need a clear lens, and you really need a good micro, or you need your lens to be clean, because what gets you is like the smear. So like if you get shot, or if you have any paint, you have a smear on there, like you need almost like a paper towel or something just to absorb all the oil, because that's kind of what gets you. And we learned that real fast.
Yeah, LED, is crazy what it does against the lens. It's like even these, like I was cleaning these up and I was setting up and everything with the light, and my blue light lenses had this little bit of like smear to it. And I have 20/12 vision, so it's like it drives me bonkers. So I was over here just cleaning them for like 3 minutes, trying to get them dialed in. But yeah, dude, that's awesome. I really, Ronnie's been trying to get me out for night ball, but with my job and recent surgery and burning up a lot of PTO, I hadn't been able to take off during the middle of the week. So maybe next year, my fingers are crossed. That's my plan.
Yeah,
we were for a night ball.
Yeah, I mean, everybody. I mean, we got to get all the heat out there. We were trying to get Mish out there, but I guess he came in a day later. He was going to come in on Wednesday, and he was going to come out there, I think, for Cincy practice, but that didn't end up working out. But yeah, it's great. Come on out, Hal.
Dude, I'm down. Speaking of coming out, it's coming up. It's like what? How many days? Like 18.
It's
18
coming up.
more days, 19 more days.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's 19 days. Yeah, I'll be out at blast camp. Excited. First time getting to come to blast camp. Ronnie, I was talking to him and I was like, hey, Ron, I was like, what, I was like, I'll come to Chicago and play paintball for a weekend. Tell me a good weekend. I'll be there. And he was like, well, I'm only available this week. And because, between all the tournaments and all this and playing and just everything he's got going on, he was like, yeah, this weekend's free. I was like, I'll be there. He goes, oh, it's not going to be speedball. And I'm like, that's fine. And I was like, because I didn't know that y'all shut down for a staging area for the big games on speedball fields. So
yeah, this is one of the few that we actually do, because this is a 2-day big game, I believe.
Yes.
And for that, we have camping. And for the camping, they camp. If you've been to blast camp, you would know exactly what I'm talking about. But like we have this kind of the speedball field is not right in the open. Like if you were there to show up for a day of scenario play, you would not see the speedball field. It's kind of in the back corner of the property. So like when we do these big events, all of the camping is back there in this wide open kind of staging area. And so we have to close down the tournament fields for that, just because the amount of people that were there. And we're all fenced in on a military base, essentially, besides the driveway to the place. So parking during these events is very slim. Most times when we get to one of these bigger events, we do have to do offsite parking, where you park about a half mile down the road and we have to just shuttle you. So unfortunately, you picked probably out of all of our paintball events and airsoft events, you probably picked one of the few weekends that we would have to do that. So
Well, I'm actually excited. I've never played a big scenario game before, so I'm pretty pumped. Plus, it's like, I mean, you're gonna be there,
oh
right?
yeah.
You're gonna be there. Me, Ron. I know La Papa said he was gonna try and make it out for a day. So said he was gonna be there. Man, we're just gonna have fun and create chaos, and I'm just,
Mm-hmm. I'm
I'm
excited.
pumped. Oh, dude, I'm super pumped. I've been jazzed up. I've been ready. It's like, it's one of those things when you're so excited for it, you're like, is it going to get here sooner? But it just doesn't. So it
No.
always takes longer, it feels like.
Dude, you're gonna feel right at home at this place. Like I said, I mean, you're going to a straight up military base, a decommissioned military base. So
Right.
I feel like you're gonna be right at home at this place, and you're gonna be playing. I mean, you're gonna be playing throughout everything. You're gonna be playing in buildings, around satellite towers.
Oh, wow.
And you're gonna be playing in the barracks, in the mess hall, in the woods, and all of these places on a military base. So there's really no better time for you to come out and really play this. I mean, the speedball fields will be there. We'll run a couple points, for sure.
Yeah.
Or we'll do a one-on-one between you and Ronnie, or me and you for sure. We can make that happen. But I do think that the scenario, like you playing on the scenario fields and you playing for a big game, is definitely like it fits the role, and it'll be really fun to play with you. I haven't played with you. I've watched you play. I took the
Yeah.
video of you playing the one point at Atlantic City practice,
I saw that.
but I have yet to step on the field with Hal. So
We're going to make it happen.
I know, right?
It's going to be a blast. I'm super excited. Get ready for like super rowdy Hal, because he's showing up in prime and rare form. So it's going to be good.
Can't
So
wait.
what are those? Yeah, oh, dude, so pumped. So what are the days? Let's give those days a shout out. It is, so everybody knows, it is Mad Max scenario game. How many
Yep.
people? How many people roughly show up?
I would say for this is going to be probably anywhere from like 200 to 300 for this, for a 2-day big game at Blast Camp, which is August 16th and the
16.
17th.
Yeah.
I would say I would expect anywhere from that. I would say the most amount of people we've ever had for an airsoft or a paintball big game has been right around like 500. So for this one, I would expect it probably, that was, I think, like 5 or 6 years ago at this
Yeah.
point. But yeah, I would expect around that 200 to 300 range. So you're playing anywhere from, 100 on 100 to maybe 150 on 150. If everyone's out on the field at that exact same time, usually around the start of both days or after like a lunch break or something. So yeah, I'm excited. I always like the final battle of a scenario game. That's always fun.
Yeah.
Everybody out there, all the paint, it's insane.
Oh yeah. It's my kind of jam.
Oh
My
yeah,
kind of jam. I won't be able to carry enough pods.
no, you can't. You can never carry enough pods out here at a scenario game. That's for sure.
Yeah. Bring like a backpack and just stuff it.
Dude, I mean, honestly, that's the
Be the
move.
ammo.
It's the whole place is about 20 something acres,
Oh my god.
and I think of playable stuff, we're sitting at about like 12 to 14.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, dude, straight up, it's gonna be. Well, you'll have to go do a tour and everything. We'll show you around
Yeah.
without like playing paintball, because when you're out there without like paintball going on or anybody else out there, you could really like see like, oh yeah, this used to be the barracks
This.
where people lived, where I'm standing where there used to be like the shower or just like a bunch of
Yeah.
stalls,
Yeah.
and that's where you really can see like, okay, like this is a historic landmark, like that's like the cool part about it. Obviously we're playing paintball and everybody's having fun, but like when you can kind of take a step back and like kind of soak it all in is when you really realize kind of how
Yeah.
cool it is,
Yeah, that's awesome. And so how did Blast Camp get its name? Let's kind of cover that. I'd like to know.
To be honest, I don't know that. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the place has always been called Blast Camp, and it's been called Blast Camp for about 40 years now. We had our 35th anniversary
Wow.
2 years ago. Yeah, so me and my parents have really only owned it for like since 2009, so 16 years now.
Okay.
Um, Before that, my uncle worked there,
Yeah.
and as as far as I'm concerned, it's always been called Blast Camp. So
Okay.
I don't know the actual name or like the origin of the name. Uh, I didn't really meet the original owners that much,
Mm.
but I should ask my uncle that. That's a great question. I
Yeah.
know that before it was a paintball field, there was a little bit of, I guess, like period there where it wasn't a missile base and it was just kind of like just wasteland, just nothing going on there. I
Yeah.
do know that for a little bit the town used it as like driving school because as you go in through the fence and it's just one big circle. You kind of go through like a town and then you go
Oh
through
wow.
like some woods and then it's just one big circle road.
Really?
So I could see how they would have done that, but yeah, that's kind of what I know before it was Blast Camp. It
So
was
it's a missile silo base.
yeah, so blast camp is not where they would like if there was a threat or something, it would not be the place where a missile would actually like be launched. That place is like a couple miles down the road, uh
Uh,
like just straight just cornfield in between both of us at another property, and that
mhm.
property is very much the same style of buildings and everything.
Crazy.
But it's just kind of a huge parking lot, and then there's stuff under like that's where the missiles would kind of be launched is from my understanding, not a historian or anybody uh, that really knows what they're talking about. That's kind of my knowledge of things, and like I said, there's all around there's 5 satellite towers at blast camp. So
Wow.
my understanding once again is those satellite towers would be the
Mhm.
satellite towers that would be essentially we're at the base that they're just looking for any threat around the area,
Oh,
they're
radar base.
exactly, yeah. So
Yeah.
I believe the exact term is it's a Nike missile base C-47,
Mhm.
um, and the 5 satellite towers, one huge one in the middle of the property, and then kind of 4 smaller ones, but still huge,
Yeah.
along now what is our net line of the field. So like if
Oh,
when you show up, you'll be playing like the net line or like the sideline is 3 radar towers, and then a little bit longer, like another radar tower.
oh
Um,
wow. Okay.
and yeah, they're huge, and you could definitely uh,
Crazy.
tell that there's platforms up there and stuff where like you could climb up there and stuff. You can't climb up there now, but you could see exactly
Mhm.
how it was utilized and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just really cool. We have like old school pictures and stuff
Nice.
around the like where you register around the cash register and around the pro shop,
Oh
um,
wow.
and just stuff like that from when Blast Camp was just starting off as a field, and it looked even more like a missile base. Now it's very much like we try to like power wash the buildings
Mm.
and keep it up to date because it is like a historic landmark. So we don't want to just let it just go to waste and just kind of look
100%.
get destroyed. Um,
Yeah.
but man, some of these old photos, I mean, we're talking like grass. There was one field when Blast Camp just opened that was just tall grass. Like we're talking like taller than what you like your height. So you're
Yeah.
just walking through just like there's trails and stuff in there, and that's like on a paintball field. So like that's kind of what it was before, and just kind of like what it had grown into. So
It's
um,
wild.
yeah, all the old school stories and stuff like that are pretty insane. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but when we took Blast Camp over, it was a trailer. Like essentially, the place was, you know, a pro shop downtown Hobart for excuse me, 20 something acres of land, and a trailer, kind of essentially where all the
Right.
operations went out to. And it was funny. We were talking with a buddy, or I was talking with a buddy a few weeks ago, and they were talking about the process of what happened on a day's work if you worked like at blast camp. And what happened was you would have to show up to the downtown Hobart. You'd have to go to a pro shop at around, let's say, an hour before like you really needed to start work, right? So like now we open at 8, so that means that people were showing up to the field or the store around like 7. They were loading up Tippmann 98s, these like huge buckets of Tippmann 98s with a hopper, and at that time probably a CO2 tank, not even high pressure air. Eventually we get to that, right? So you were loading up these bins of like 10 in each, and you would load up, 10 of those, 15 of those. You'd load up all the tanks, all the paint. Like we couldn't store the paint in a trailer, so we would have all the paint and everything at the pro shop. You'd have to transport that. You'd have to go do your day's work, come back, and then clean the gear, do all of that with the rentals, with the masks and everything.
Wow.
So that essentially just made your workday like 2 hours longer, 1 hour on each end. And so that's kind of what it was, in 2009. So come a long way now. We're pro shop and all of this stuff, but yeah, it's awesome. The old school stories of all of that is insane, and my uncle has probably way more, and my dad probably even has way more than that. So
wow,
it's awesome.
That's wild.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah,
crazy. It's sick. So I just want to say it, if anyone hears this episode wants to go play big game, hope you get out there. Hope we see you. Hit us up. Let us know you're out. I want to get like a whole platoon of people. Like let's get the masses.
Mm-hmm.
Run a squadron. So
yeah, we gotta
just be.
Yeah, we gotta figure out what team we want to be on. I don't know. There's like 2 commanders, one for each team. I don't know who they are or if I know them yet, but we'll try to figure out what team we're going to be on. So if you pre-register, you could sign up. If you show up the day of, they just put you on whatever team needs bodies because of the pre-registers. So yeah, we'll figure out, and then we'll say it on here. So make sure you guys tune back in to figure out what team we're going to be on the Mad Max 16th and 17th.
We're gonna hurt them. I'm pumped.
It's gonna be fun, dude. I mean, the 2-day big game is like another experience too. The 2-day big game is like the real deal, because it's not just 1 day of missions and then a final battle. It's 2 full days, so it's really you could play a lot of paintball in a 2-day big game, a lot more than compared to what we're playing out here. It's like a tournament. 4 prelim games and then 3 or 4 games on Sunday. Yeah, that takes a lot of energy out of you, and that's it takes a lot out of you and the team and your body, but you're not really playing that much time of paintball. This, you could be out there for 3 times that in 1 day if you're out there and you're doing missions, you're shooting people, you're hitting slapsticks, like all of that type of stuff. So I'm excited. I honestly haven't played a big game in a while, Hal. So I hope I'm not disappointing you here and I just go out there and I suck. But I think it's been about 2-3 years, dude.
Bro, we'll be fine. We're going to have a hell of a time.
Yeah, it'll be fun regardless.
I got oh, hell yeah. I got new goggles. I got a new mask and everything. So I got that.
What'd you get?
I got push.
Okay. Nice.
I was having issues with my old ones. I'm sure you've seen my nose. This thing has been broken a lot and it mashes down. I also have mad sinus issues because I've broken a lot, did some boxing and just getting in fights and all my rowdy stuff. Broke it a lot and never had it never had any like actual correction to it. So she just took her natural course. But the goggles I did have before were just, they mashed down. I couldn't breathe out of them. And those push goggles, man, shout out to them for making an incredible goggle, because like I don't have any pressure on my nose, and I've got big ears. Like, they stick out, right? So they're not really big, but they stick out to the side a lot. And hard plastic pushing down on them is just rough. So those soft ears that they have, incredible. It's night and day difference. So I was really pleased. But yeah, so I got that. I got some new. I'm not wearing boots. I have hot feet, and like you said, I don't wear cleats. So I got some really nice Brooks trail running shoes that are super comfy that I just bought. Because I needed a new pair. My Nike ones were worn out, so I was like, I'll just buy another pair. So got another pair of Brooks. Perfect. Yeah, super comfortable to be on your feet all day. Tons of cushion, a nitrogen filled foam. So I'll be good to go. Yeah, super excited. Yeah, dude, I'm ecstatic. I'm just, because you get to go. I mean, and I bought a head cam. Well, I have a GoPro, so I bought a head cam mount.
Oh, to put on the top of your mask?
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
So, yeah, we should have some good footy for the boys.
You know what? I mean, we might as well all do it. I got a head mount, an HK Army head mount right there for my GoPro that'll put on there. We'll just be the head mount boys.
Yeah, that's what I got too. I got the HK Army head mount. So shout out to them. Nice. Wicked little head mount. Ronnie's gonna run the HK barrel mount. So we're gonna have footy for the boys.
Yeah. Stay tuned on the Instagram.
Hell yeah. For sure. You be catching it on the J Frey vlogs, the Rowdy ones, the Dizon Dockery. So
yeah, dude, everywhere.
Dude, all over the place. It's gonna be awesome. No, I'm super excited because it's like, it's always good to spend time with the boys. Like whenever I see y'all at practices or at a tournament, but there's a different atmosphere. And when you get to go do stuff like this, it's just another part of the bond that you get to create with your boys. And it's sure there'll be serious moments, but the whole thing's laughable, right? I mean, there's no seriousness to it. Like you get to go hang out and have just a riot. And so that's what I'm really excited about. And that's what, I think I might be a little more excited than going and playing airsoft. And that's probably the reason why. I mean, sure, you get the comical moments out there on the field, but like for 2 days, and like you said, I mean, shoot, you can play 3 to 5 hours, right?
Oh, yeah. Easy.
And think about all the funny, stupid things that are going to go on and just the comedical moments. Like it's going to be, those are memories like that will forever be ingrained. Core memories. So.
Yeah, man. I mean, and sometimes too, it's all about the moments for sure, 100%. But also sometimes you just got to go out there and play paintball just for fun too. I think sometimes I think we get a little, I don't want to say stuck, but a lot of the moments you're playing paintball, you're playing in high stakes moments, or you're playing when they really matter. And sometimes, there are nights on a Wednesday night, or I would do a lot more of these times when I would play in scenario, or when I was just getting into playing tournament paintball, where you would go and play a scenario event. You would go and you would show up and you didn't have your whole team, and you played with 2 guys from that team, 1 guy from this team, and your buddy that you brought with you, Sometimes we have to go back to like why we started playing the sport, why you got into it at the beginning and at the beginning of the entire thing, right? Like the very first time you played paintball, you have to go back and remember that and really, I guess not try to recreate that, but just try to have those moments again, and just try to relive that. And I think this will be really fun. And yeah, it'll be fun to, sometimes you got to play paintball where it's just, there's just nothing really at stake other than just having fun, shooting
Yes.
your buddies, getting shot, like
Yeah.
sometimes that's just like the reason why we're out there. And that is fun enough to why we all do it every single weekend and why we, dedicate our entire lives to it. So,
Yep.
I'm excited. And once again, if you're listening to this right now and we're getting you excited for this right now, you need to go pre-register at
Yeah.
blastcamp.com.
Go pre-register. Come out and have fun because
Mm-hmm.
what y'all do is so serious all the time. But then it's not even for me. Like I work technically this podcast is a business, hopefully one day,
Oh yeah.
right? I treat it like a business,
From editing
so
YouTube videos, I know that this is work right now and all of it. This is
but
it's fun, but it's also, it's work.
yeah, there's stressful
It's
moments
something.
learning all these different things. And then I have what so I've got 3 other jobs, and my life is a lot of stress, right? And it's just like taking these opportunities to step away what you do traditionally and you get to go into something else, you get that rejuvenation, you get that fresh breath of air, and you're like, it's just a refocusing point, and you get this moment of, yeah, this is why we do it, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
because like I said, there might be a stressful situation when you're going and trying to take in a bunker, or you're trying to figure out how to maneuver this one area so you can accomplish what you're trying to do. But it's not like the team is riding on this moment, right? And even if they are, this game is for fun. There's no money
Mm-hmm.
involved. It's not like a professional league. It's not like you're going to be put down in a book with the score at the end of the day, right? So I think these are the moments and opportunities that people need to take, whether it's from work, daily life, playing pro paintball. These are just great team building, fun times to have with your boys. Or, if you
Agreed.
don't know a lot of people and you just started playing paintball, coming to something like this, man, this is the opportunity to meet a ton of people. These
Yep.
these are opportunities to really start networking inside of paintball. Because if
Mm-hmm.
there's 200 people there, that's 200 people more than you will average on most at even like a speedball field or most rec
Mm-hmm.
fields, right? Like this is just a great opportunity in multiple facets and aspects. So I think it's really
Yeah.
exciting. And I'm just really excited to see a new part of paintball, right? I've
Yeah.
done a lot of speedball. Like, I mean, even when I started playing, it was what I was like. I was like, oh, this is what I like jive on. Like, this is my kind of jam, right? And then so
Mm-hmm.
really excited. And then it was a big relief for me. I went and played paintball, brought my buddy, I don't know, 3 weeks ago down. He never played paintball, and we just played rec ball all day. I was like, bro, I don't need to step on that field to have fun. I want you to have a good time. I don't want you to get your lunch eaten, you know,
Mm-hmm.
go get bullied on your first time going and playing. I'd rather
Yeah.
you go out and have fun. And this is what that opportunity is. So I'm super excited. I'm just ecstatic.
Yeah,
So
so question, Hal, the first time you ever played paintball was on a speedball field,
yeah,
like on what a regular NXL field is?
yeah,
All right. What do you think? And then you went back to play scenario. You played on the scenario field on that in that occasion, but you've played mostly speedball for most like of your
yeah.
paintball career.
Call it a career, but time on a field, yes.
All right. See, that
Yeah,
is so the reason I asked that, by the way,
yeah.
is because that is that's very foreign to me. That's like
Opposite.
the complete opposite,
Yeah,
And I think it was Play the Game podcast, but I hear people, I think it was Marcelo as well. I think they talk about that of like, you know, people need speedball is very fast. 5-on-5 is very fast, the sport that we play, and it seems like with the 3-on-3 and all of that, they're trying to speed it up even more.
Mhm.
Um, So that is where like that just because it took me probably, God, I don't even know, maybe until like 2011 or maybe something like
Mhm.
around there, 2010, 11, before I even had like access to play on a speedball field, like because
Mm.
Blast Camp didn't have it. We had here's what we had. We had a speedball field, which at one point was railroad tie bunkers. There's going to be a lot of railroad ties at Blast Camp. You'll see that
Oh, cool.
first. Lots of
Yeah.
railroad tie bunkers
Yep.
that were essentially set up, with a Dorito side, but just stand ups with a snake that went all the way down.
Hmm.
And, that's what my experience with like speedball was up until one time we got a hay bale field. So we had hay bales
Wow.
that we put all these like different color patches over or something like these things that went over the hay bale and it was a different
Slid over
color.
like a cover.
A cover,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Um, and that was like up until around 2012 or 13
Okay.
when we finally like bought a PSP Chicago bunker set. Like,
Oh,
so
wow.
that's a good like 2009 to
Mm.
12, 13, 14 maybe.
Yeah.
Like I know the first like real tournament I played like 5-on-5 was in like 2017, I think, with Blast Camp. Like that was the first Blast Camp one. Played a couple
Wow.
indoors and stuff like that. But like,
Yeah.
so there was like, a 5-year gap right there, 3-year gap, 4-year gap,
Mm.
whatever, where like I never even played. I saw it and I saw it on YouTube or I saw it like people would play at Badlands, and that's
Yep.
like probably about an hour away from me. And so I just never had that experience of like the first time I step on the speedball field, it's
Yeah.
like that's the first time I ever played paintball. And I just wonder like because I think what play the game says, I think they say that's bad for paintball. Like you need to kind of go a little bit slower.
Mm.
And I would kind of agree with that. And so,
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I
I
just think
was.
that's so interesting, bro. Like I can only imagine the first time because I also have seen that at Nightball too.
Yeah.
I can see like, hey, this is your first time playing speedball. Have you played paintball before? Yes. Okay. No. All right. I think you should watch a couple before you go out
Mhm.
there. Like I know you want to play, but I think you should watch a couple
Yeah.
because I just know how that adjustment is.
100%. No, and what's crazy is like we had a bunch of speedball fields where around me where I grew up. So we had Adventureland. They had a bunch of rec ball, but they had a hyperball and a speedball. And that was the first
Yeah.
time I dipped toes in that. And I was like, everyone was like in the group was like, hey, we're gonna go over here. It was with the church group. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to play that. I was like, I want to be on this thing. I was like, but as a little kid, I was an adrenaline junkie. I had no fear. Like I was like,
Yeah.
give me the gas, I'll be okay, right? Like so that was my mentality growing up
Mhm.
on a farm and ranch. Like I mean, there was just chaos. I thrived in it, and so there was Adventureland X Ball Park, which was crazy. It was in Grapevine, Texas. It was right next to the Gaylord, and huge, massive, like X ball fields. Like it was sick. And then you had
Nice.
Gat Splat. That was in an indoor park. It was actually a really nice indoor park. That was in Louisville. And then you had, I'm trying to think. You still had, it wasn't called Paintball Fit, but it was the same field down there.
Okay.
Yeah. So just wasn't
Before it
paint.
was called Paintball Fit,
Yeah.
you're saying?
Yeah.
Fun on the Run, is that what it's called?
Maybe.
I think they still have. I don't know. The last time I went there, you drove through kind of what their scenario field was to like around it. I don't know
Mhm.
if that's how it is. That was like 3 or 4 years
It
ago.
used to be the speedball was right next to the highway.
Ooh, I don't think they're next to a highway anymore.
Yeah. Maybe it was a different field. I thought it was the same.
X Factor is right next to a highway.
It wasn't
I
that
think.
far down south. It wasn't San Antonio though. It was
I know
like in
they're
that.
they're
Go
right
ahead.
next to a train too. when we practice there, and you can hear it in some videos, there's like a huge, there's a loud ass train there.
Oh,
But
that's funny.
huh?
But yeah, so I had quite a few good fields growing up around me, so it was
See,
it's a good time. What's up?
that's awesome. And right there, I mean, you just named more fields that had speedball, let alone than I could name fields around me at that point.
Yeah,
Um, which is that's awesome. And I think
that was great.
another thing about that is I think over the past, I don't know, 10 years, I think more tournament play and more practice facilities and more speedball facilities have been built than like these huge scenario fields. And I would even argue that say like most of those have been taken away, like CPX, however many
Mm,
years ago that they went away. Like that's one huge big game that like paintball almost, I don't want to say lived on, but like that was like the big game. That and like
yeah,
D-Day, like, and that got, I think, turned into like a highway or something, like
right.
that's just no longer there. That was a
Mm,
spot for the PSP and for like the biggest living legends, the biggest big game that there was,
hmm.
like, so it's just kind of went the opposite way where it's like, I was around when there was no speedball fields, and then now it's kind of like there are speedball fields.
Yeah,
So I could definitely see how people nowadays they play paintball for the first time, or they see paintball. A lot of people are probably seeing paintball for the first time, seeing speedball. And back in the day, people weren't probably seeing paintball at all on social media or whatever. Like there wasn't even that. So
hmm,
I could very much see, and obviously we want to grow the sport and everything. I just
yeah,
think that's a very, to me, that's just very foreign, because I remember
right.
I mean, hell, I was scared to get hit with a paintball until, I start playing tournaments, or we get a speedball field at 2000 whatever. Like
Yeah,
2 or 3 years after that, I'm still like scared. I'm still in the back, scared to get hit. People are shooting faster. People are ramping, and I'm like, I really don't want to get hit right now. I don't
yeah.
want to go bunker this guy. People are saying, go get him, go get him. It's like, I don't want to, like,
Mm,
so with that, it's kind of like, I that's just so foreign to me, to like for someone to go out there and their very first point of paintball or time playing paintball, they're just playing 5-man at like, night ball,
yeah,
so that's very intriguing, I guess,
yeah,
interesting.
yeah. Make them tough, right?
True.
Make them tough. So, um, yeah,
I'm still
yeah.
scared to get hit, honestly. That's why I play the back center, bro. You know? Like straight up, dude. But
Oh
have you ever been shot with a first strike round? Because maybe I just have PTSD from first strikes, because I played a
no,
lot of big games and stuff, like I said.
no, I've never been shot with a first strike. I know people don't like people using them,
Yeah. I mean,
but
essentially it's just a half a paintball with like, plastic things on the end with like kind of that just makes it fly far as hell and straight as shit. Like,
yeah.
so, you know, there are like that's what I remember too, is we would always go to Fort Knox, and that's where like people, it was like bring your own paint. So like everyone would
Oh,
bring like their first strikes. So there'd be people playing mag fed with first strikes, and you could hear one of those things fly right past your face, and it's like, I'm gonna just stay right here for another 5 minutes, and then you get hit with one, and it's like, oh my
yeah.
god, like, but then you see the guy that shot you, because that's the thing is like, you see the dude 500 feet away from you or whatever, and you're like,
Yeah.
how did you shoot that far, and how did it hit me that hard, and how am I looking at you and I can't even shoot you,
Huh.
that's what I remember. And I think, yeah, maybe
Scarred
I
you a
just
little
have
bit.
exactly.
Got some
And that's
PTSD.
that's why I'm in the back center now forever.
Laying down the hate from the back. We need
Yeah,
it though. We need it.
exactly. Hey, someone's got to do it. It's honest
So
work.
it is. It
Somebody's got to
is.
do it.
Someone's got to do it. What is it? Dirty hands, clean money.
Yeah.
So, uh, so I want to I want to pick your brain. Some interesting things have happened in the paintball industry. Kind of just popped into my brain. I haven't had a podcast since it kind of went down. Um,
When's the last time you did one of these? It's the 28th.
maybe last Thursday.
All right. So we're
Maybe we
talking the
just
last, like,
yeah,
all right.
last week.
Gotcha.
Maybe it was a week and a half ago. Time's been going by like crazy with all the work, but the Spitka and Alex Goldman
Oh yeah.
leaving Diesel. That's I think it's a really interesting move. I think it's kind of bold for Diesel. I mean, after their last showing at the NXL, where they decided to do some very unsportsmanlike conduct in the handshake line, some people are from what I understand, some people are suspended.
Do you know this? I don't have Instagram. So Ronnie showed me a video of this like a week ago. I saw the handshake line. I heard people are suspended. I just kind of I don't know. I'm not doing any of that stuff, so I just try not to get suspended. So I don't really know even what gets you suspended. I try, I don't know.
You can't. Well, you sure as heck can't spit on someone and try and choke someone out. So
yeah, I mean, I would have guessed that, honestly. I would have guessed that. But so do you know who is suspended, or how, like, did players from both teams get suspended, or is it just from AC Diesel?
Just Diesel.
Okay.
This is, from what I understand, don't hold coin, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're suspended because the NXL is really not going to put up with that crap.
Yeah.
And
it's not the best look,
It's not a good look at all. It's one of the furthest things from the best look, in my opinion. So I don't know. Should I? You know who it is, though, right? The two.
I think. I mean, yeah, I saw the video.
Okay, so
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting if they're down 2 players.
Yeah.
2 were gone. What did they have originally? 9? Did they have 9 players? 10 players?
I have no idea. I have no idea, but that sounds about right. Yeah.
I think 9 or 10.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're talking about, okay, that's 4 people now.
Yeah.
That could easily be close to half the team.
Yeah, and then if, yeah, it just depends who you're picking up or whatever. Do you know what the suspensions are? Once again,
Game.
I have no idea. So a game?
I think
Yeah, because that
not
really
a game, tournament. I think it's the next tournament.
Oh, the whole tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what I was gonna say was, man, if it's a 1 game or a 2 game suspension, that sucks because that sets you up for probably a bad result for the entire tournament. But if it's the entire tournament already, now we're looking at that, what, relegation, or no, not for them. I mean, and there's a couple teams towards the bottom that are probably too low for that to happen. But I mean, even the people that you could pick up and field, that's a tournament suspension. That would really suck. That would definitely put them in the hole. A 1 or a 2 game suspension, there's still, I mean, obviously if you don't have Mouse and Kyle Spitka, I mean, that's going to hurt you.
Yeah,
I do think Ice is a good player, and so that obviously hurts them that he's not going to be out there. So I mean, yeah, what do you do? Are you picking up, because nobody's going to come to your team just to play for 1 tournament, right? So like it's hard to even pick up other pros. You're going to have to go into a different kind of
bracket
pool of players.
Like
go into semi-pro, retired players. Nick Sloviak, probably not going to happen, but
no.
I mean, those are the people that they would have to pick up. So I mean, I don't know. That's a sticky situation, obviously.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and what I think's crazy too is, like, they went through such a hard, dry spell. They're kind of floating back into getting more aggressive, playing better, and then they go and do this. And by the way, I want to say to anybody listening, don't crucify us if we're not 100% correct. This is all has obviously we have said ifs, maybe.
Disclaimer: I have no idea. I don't. I have no idea what I'm talking about.
I'm rolling off hearsay, right? So what I've heard from like legitimate people, right? So
yeah, if what I'm saying is wrong, blame Ronnie Dizon. That's what I say because he told me. So you know,
So,
honest, you know?
so yeah, but I mean, everyone knows. No one's gonna really know until they show up and we see who's there or not, right?
Yeah,
Because they
agreed.
haven't dropped an official statement for the public, so everything everyone's saying is hearsay. But we're talking on speculation.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, I find it interesting you would let go two of your best players.
Were they let go or did they leave? I have no idea.
It
So
said Spit Cup was cut.
okay.
Okay. And then Mouse, it really didn't say. So
Yeah.
I don't know if because I know him and Spit Cup are really good friends,
Mhm.
So it's like, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, well, you cut my best friend. Like, this is a package deal. And I mean, if that's how it is for him, I mean, good for him standing next to his friend. Like, I mean, there's only a certain point where you can go and, like, you can only take so much money if you have true friends, right? And then something happens like that. So good on him if that's why he left, if that was the reason, because his friend's gone. He's like, I'm mad about it and I'm not sticking around. I mean, hey, that's loyal to your people, right? So
Yeah, and at this point, there's probably a low probability that he's going to damage too. I mean, already with Keith Brown and Mouse, I mean, that's probably two of the best snake players that we have in the league. So they probably don't need another snake guy. So
which one? Oh, no. So you don't know. Mouse went to damage.
yeah, I know.
Oh, you're talking about Spitka.
Yeah, they probably don't need that.
Yeah.
They probably don't need another guy on damage.
Yeah,
Plus, they
I
already have
mean,
a lot of people. So
yeah, the most sensible thing I think is going to be Dynasty. I
yeah,
think because him and
return.
kind of a return. I don't think he would go back to Impact. I think after he left for the Saints, that kind of burned a bridge. But so I don't think that's a reasonable option. Him and Ryan, I mean, they obviously are friends and they run a podcast together themselves. So, like,
Yeah,
kind of makes sense maybe to go there, but who knows?
so we're definitely expecting him to play still. We think this season.
I think he's going to get a home. I think he's going to find a home because he's not suspended. He got cut. So,
yeah, that's true. Is this the first suspensions that we've seen in the NXL? I mean, I know we've seen people in paintball jail, like people have to sit out the rest of the game, or I mean, I guess Mouse got a 1-game suspension a couple of years ago in
then you had
2018?
speaking of AC Diesel, Clint Johnson last year, right?
Yeah, but in that
With the
same,
fit
did he
thing.
get suspended for a game at Tampa Bay?
They put him in like a timeout box.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We've 100%. I mean, we saw 3 people in the
In-game
timeout box in
suspensions.
game, but as far as we can't enforce this in this game. Have we seen other suspensions like this? The one I'm remembering is when Mouse headbutted Rainey at 2000. I guess that's 19 Dallas, and then he had to sit the next game, and then the next game, and that happened to be on Sunday, and then that happened to be when Impact, when the Russians came back on Impact.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm not remembering anything.
I don't remember either. I don't want to quote 100%, but I don't think we've seen like someone be suspended from a tournament.
From a tournament, I agree. I don't think for a whole tournament. At least not. I'm talking about in this in this
NXL
NXL
era.
Yeah, this NXL era. I'm not talking I'm sure that's happened before or PSP or something like that. And I'm sure Moorhead is yelling at his screen right now as he watches this. He's probably yelling at it.
Should have been here.
That is what happens, man.
Yeah. Yeah. It's free
But
reign.
yeah, hey man, it happens.
It does.
But yeah, like I said, like that's the first time I think we've seen that. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, or like you said, I think we should get an official statement or something because nobody
I
really
mean,
knows what's going on. I'm sure
and
more people have seen the video, and I'm sure more people are like
that's
wondering the exact same thing that we're talking about right here.
yeah, and you can't, and I know they want to sweep that under the rug, right? Because like they're getting all this ESPN look and all this big stuff, and it's like, I'm sure they want to just like put it under the rug, put it up, but you can't really just put it under the rug. It's out
I
there
mean,
already.
yeah, yeah. I mean, people are getting suspended for way more stuff than this in other leagues. So I feel
Yeah,
like I feel like yeah, I don't know. I agree. It's just that I mean, people are people know what happened, right? It's not like
yeah.
people are just out here like I mean, I don't know. I mean, I heard about it. I didn't see the video like I said until Ronnie Dizon showed me. So, I guess I'm the most clueless person that knows about this, honestly. But
I know about it. I haven't seen the video, so
oh, once again, we're in complete opposite timelines here, dude. I mean,
I love it.
we are just on the exact opposite wavelength here.
Yeah.
So,
So do you think that a full tournament suspension would be okay for that kind of deal? Just like if you were making a rule book and it was like, hey, if you do this kind of crap, this is a tournament suspension. They didn't now, and I think that's fair too. You can't
mhm,
penalize the whole team,
yeah.
right? Because that's not fair to the people who were being good sports. There's two rotten eggs. You don't like, you can't punish everyone.
Yeah. Um, I think I think the question you have to ask is this worse than headbutting someone with a mask on? I would probably say yes.
Yeah.
Because that's what Mouse did, and he got a 1 game suspension. It was he
Was it like a full
Rainy.
headbutt or was it like a bam? Like
I mean,
kind
dude,
of,
I made a YouTube short about this. It's on my YouTube Shorts,
I
so
gotta find
we
it.
can
I
go.
gotta find
We
it.
can go. Yeah, I made a short about it. Rainey versus Alex Goldman, but I mean, it's almost like Rainey was walking up to him, and Mouse just kept walking up to him. Like it wasn't like he was going to actually hurt him, and then Rainey walks away like, you know, I got him. That he drew a penalty on him. So I think that's probably worse. This is probably worse than that.
Yeah.
Spitting in someone's face and in the handshake line, and it's like I think one thing that we're not thinking about here too is this was their last prelim game, right? So like if if they did something and this was their third prelim game or their second prelim game, or if they
You
would have
could have
played on
saw.
Sunday, do
Yeah.
you think they just suspend them for one
Could be.
game? If they play on Sunday, are they saying you two can't play? I don't care if you only have 6 people or 5 people or however many people they have on their team,
Right.
So I don't know. I also don't know what the actual suspension is. I don't think anybody really knows besides probably Jason Trojan right now. So
Probably. Maybe
that's,
Tom Cole.
yeah, I don't know. Once again, I haven't seen anything on it, but I would say right now, my choice would be a 2 game suspension because it also happened right in front of the whole crowd too. So like
Yeah.
if you're talking about, from your point of view, the whole this is a bad look, that's an even worse look is doing it right in front of the
Yeah.
fans and the VIP people that pay to watch you play paintball. Obviously it's a bad look for just you in general and your organization, but I mean, I don't know, 2 games,
2 games.
two
Yeah.
games.
And it could have been different, right? Like, who knows? Maybe and I don't know, maybe it couldn't have been different if it wasn't done in front of the eye of the public, right? You did it
Because
off the field somewhere
yeah,
where I'm not saying it's right either way, but it could all
yeah,
be much more different at that point, right? But like
yeah,
for decision making.
Agreed, 100%. I mean, there's definitely like coming up through the divisional. There's been times where like obviously people are not happy after they lose.
No.
People are definitely not happy when they feel like they've been overshot multiple times, and even that is like that's not that those are not two valid reasons to go and do what I've seen people do in the handshakes or in the pits of like a divisional field. There's definitely lots of words that be said, but I don't think it's hard to suspend people for words when you actually go and you do something like that, or when you
yeah
act on it is when I think there has to be suspensions, so
yeah
I don't know, we'll see what the actual thing happens. Watch us talk about all this, and then
nothing happens.
they have their same starting lineup out for the very first
Oh,
point of Texas, and we're
yeah.
both sitting there looking at each other like
Like,
we just wasted 20 minutes talking about that, like that's what we're gonna be thinking. But I don't know, I do think, yeah, that's a rough situation if you're Jason Trojan or Tom Cole or whoever's making that decision. That's a rough one. Even harder if you're Mark Johnson or whoever's trying to figure out who's going to play for you in Dallas at your hometown event, and I don't know. Well, no, I don't know if the brackets have came out, but that's from what I saw. There's 4 Texas teams in one bracket, so like that's you're playing at home, playing against your Texas rivals, and you're gonna be out, 4 players. So
yeah.
that really sucks. That's a hard situation. I'm glad that I'm right here in this seat instead of making those decisions for sure.
100%.
And yeah, that's a rough one. One thing that I wanted to talk about, kind of switch gears. You have anything else to say on that?
Flip it.
3v3. What do you like? You like it? What do you like about it? What do you hate about it? Are you excited to
Man,
watch it on ESPN? What do you think?
I like the way we play 3v3, but I don't know. I don't mind it, but I sure do like 5-man though. I feel like there's more action, I feel like there's not as much action in a 3-man on that field.
Yeah.
That's just my thoughts. Not that I like it or dislike it more than the other, but I'm a sucker for 5-man. Shoot, I love watching 10-man stuff.
Yeah.
I liked it when y'all went out there and played at the exposition. I loved it when y'all went out there and played the 7-man point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was fun. Like, I was like, hell yeah. I was like, this is sick. I'm like, bring more people so there's more chaos. I like chaos. So, I don't, not that I don't dislike it. I like the way Heat played 3-man. I like, I mean, the idea is cool, but I'm a sucker for more people. So,
yeah, I think, I don't know. I'm excited to see the ESPN Friday. The 3v3, 10 minutes, running clock, all that stuff. I do think that obviously they're trying to make it faster and I think there's 2 ways to look at that. And I think you're looking at it very much from how I look at it in terms of the strategy, there's a lot of things. When you're playing, it's awesome because there's multiple things going on.
Yeah. Yep.
And I think that's what I enjoy about it, what you enjoy about it. I think that's what a lot I think that's what a lot of, I don't want to say back players, but like as a back player, it's like putting the game together, quarterbacking, the strategy, talking about it, seeing something in practice or seeing something on film, implementing that. Like that's, I don't know, what I like, what we all like. The other opposite side of that is if I don't know paintball and I'm not thinking in terms of in that mindset right there, I have no idea what's going on because, there's there's bounce shots, there's 4 teams playing at one time, there's all of this stuff, right? So like I kind of enjoy that aspect of it, the 5v5 and the slowness of it. Nowadays, how slow it's getting. Like Sunday paintball is like what I enjoy. You know, I'm not the type of player that's out there gunfighting for my life, running down the field, running to the snake off the break, doing all that stuff. Now, a player like, you know, Ronnie Dizon, who's like the perfect player for obviously like the 1v1 format when he won that, and something like this where it's going in terms of having to have it be a little bit faster, have it be a little bit more gunfight heavy, like actually depending on the skills of paintball. That's I think the fundamental skills in terms of like something that somebody doesn't know paintball can look and say, oh, like that guy's good at paintball. You know, someone could look at me or whoever's playing the back center and say all he does is sit there. He camps in the back. Why is he hiding all the time? Why is he reloading and dropping all of his paintballs? And why is he not shooting anybody? You know, like that's what people could say about that. But now you could go into a 3v3 and you can guarantee that there's a high percentage chance it's going to come down to a one-on-one. There's a high percentage chance that you could record or film somebody actually shooting somebody. I saw the dimensions was going to be 120 by 100. I think that's what it said. That is, let's see, normal field is 150 by like 120. So like that's going to bring the field shorter. I wonder how many bunkers they're going to use. I wonder what bunkers they're going to use. Like, is it going to be a snake?
What's it going to look like? Yeah.
You know, I personally don't think the last layout that we played was the best for a 3v3 tournament, honestly. The whole diagonal thing and a bunch of snake beams. And honestly, if we're going to play 3-on-3, everything we're set up for right now is 5-on-5. You know, the dimensions, 100%. The amount of paint we're carrying, the strategy and the mindsets that the players are thinking of, especially the high-level player ones, because somebody like Ryan Moorhead, the dude's played this kind of style of paintball for forever, right? You know, or at least he's been in it since the beginning of the NXO. I have not, and that's only 9 years at this point. You know, 2015, so 10 years or something. 10. So like, it's just gonna have to be a little bit of a switch up, but you know, I'm also on the other hand of like, we don't all have to go out there and play 3v3. We all don't have to, just like we all don't have to go out there and play scenarios. We all don't have to go out there and all play 3-on-3 paintball. So I don't know. I'm very interested to see like what it's gonna look like, what it's gonna be, like if this is the best shot that we have to like get on actually ESPN, or if this is the format that we're presenting excuse me, for the future of like getting on ESPN and everything. I'm very excited to see what it looks like. You know, like they said, stadium seating, like, are we in an actual stadium? Is there multiple layers? Does it look cool to somebody that's watching that and sees, oh my God, the stands are packed, you know? Is it going to look cool? Are the cameras going to be set up in positions to where we have a live event? There's no going back and refilming something or oh, we didn't get that. It's like we have to have the camera set up so we catch people getting shot. You know, I'm very excited to see all of that because, I mean, like I said, this is probably the best shot that we have. I mean, obviously last year, but live on ESPN, I'm really excited to see what it looks like I said, and just how I'm gonna watch it with the eye of like, I don't know anything about paintball. I am streaming through the channels. I just went to ESPN because I just want to watch sports. And oh my God, I just found a new sport that I've never seen before, you know? So
100%. So yeah, I'm excited to see what it's going to look like because it is going to be different. But you know, it's what's going to look best, but also I kind of wish we wouldn't founder on what the NXL is. It's 5-man paintball. Maybe that means we don't need to have these crazy layouts that we've been having this year that block lanes and cameras and things like that. Maybe we need to make because I hate to see us kind of cop out a little bit, if that's what you want to call it, to make it get on ESPN. I mean, because 5-man's kind of what it is. And before that, it was 10-man. Like, I mean, there was just a lot of, there was
Mm-hmm.
I like the pace of more people because that's a team. It's like, imagine cutting down a NFL team in half and saying, this is what you play with. I can't remember how many people were in arena football. You remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with the pads all around the outside wall there,
Yeah. And
all that stuff.
I think it was a shortened line and stuff, but it wasn't, I don't know, like
Yeah.
just wasn't the same football,
No, that's a
right?
great point. That's like saying like, yeah, we're gonna go from 11-on-11 football. We're gonna go play 7-on-7, right? We're gonna take out a lot of the nuance that goes down in the trenches, right? Like that's to equate that to paintball. There's a lot of stuff that happens when it's a 5-on-5 and predicting. All
Yeah.
right, well, in a 5-on-5 breakout, there's a lot of places they could go. There's a lot that they could throw at us. In a 3v3 that comes down, there's a lot of things that could happen in the mid game. There's a lot of communication that I think nowadays is evolving to make sure that that things happen fast, because there's a lot of there's
Yeah.
5 players, that are shooting at you, in a 3v3, it's like there's only 3 players that are shooting at you. You probably that it simplifies a lot of things, and you're taking out a lot of, like, I guess, the nuance, or just like, that I just think the slow points are definitely like what they're trying to take away. Even in the 3-on-3, I do think that we were able to see a couple teams be able to like slow it down. Like not everything is going to be
Yeah.
super fast. So I just
No.
think that's kind of what you're taking away when you go from 5-3, or 7-on-7. It's like, all right, we're just kind of playing
Yeah.
a dumbed down version of it. I think is what. Once again, I think there's a lot of speculation until we see,
Yep.
because once again, I don't think on that layout, the day before a tournament starts, it was a tournament, what we were playing, but the day before the real tournament starts, I don't think you got people's best shot. I don't think you got the best look of it with that layout, once again, without like, giving us a real shot. So I'm
Yeah.
excited to see,
Yeah.
all of that on Friday. So, and make sure everybody tunes in, because once again,
What time?
I
What's the
think it
time?
was about 10, it was like 10 o'clock where I was, I think. But let me look it
10,
up real
like
quick.
10 p.m.
No, it might've been in the morning.
Oh,
Is that right? But it was on a Friday. So like that would make sense if it was, yeah, here it is. 10 a.m. Eastern time. So that's going to be 9 a.m. my time.
8 mine. Yep.
Yeah, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah, that's right.
So
We'll see.
wow.
We'll just have to see. You know what? You want to make it fast? Here you go. Tom Cole. Hear me out. Jason, here we go. Full square field. Okay. 3-man, 4 teams, all play at once.
There you
Everyone
go.
gets a side.
There you go.
You want
I
to talk
like
about
that.
getting scrappy?
Dude,
That would be rowdy.
I do like that idea. I like that idea.
I mean, you got to fight off on all corners, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to fight off on every side.
Agreed. Has there ever been well, to go off that, I really liked the 1v1 layouts where like
Joust.
you started diagonally. The one that Ronnie did, where you started like
Shootout.
Yeah, or not the shootout. The shootout was like a very small 1v1 field. But the Pro Tour, the one that Ronnie did, where he played played Ryan Greenspan, and Yaya also did it. He played Pat Kraft, where like it was a square field, but you started like diagonally. Is from what I remember. Like, so you started in each corner.
Yeah.
I liked that, and it was a square
That's
layout.
cool.
So I make all the layouts for the Max, and this last layout for this past event was something that I hadn't seen since CPPL, the no matter if you go on the right side or the left side, it's the exact same. So like it's symmetrical right on the 50, but now if you're at the start box and it's symmetrical now to the right and to the left. So like there's a back center, there's 2 cans on each side that are mirrored across, there's 2 mini bricks, there's 2 Doritos on each side, there's Doritos. And it just like it was mirrored whether you went right or left, it was mirrored on the exact same side. So I've always wondered, like I've always wanted to get creative, like with the layouts and everything. Are we allowed to move the start box? You know, like is there a way to make it like where the start box, like I don't know, can we move the start box like over to the snake side? You know, so like now if you're running out to the Dorito corner, you're running out like, you know, an extra 20 feet, 30 feet, you know, like you're playing the short side, you know, it's almost like in football, like we're playing the short side. So you know, you can't run that route on the far side, or that route's way better on the far side
right,
or than the
because
short
depending on the
side.
ball, where the
So
ball stops,
just stuff like that, like
be
that would be a
interesting.
hard one. That would be a hard one because layouts and people start boxes and kind of pits right behind them and stuff. But like, I totally think it's doable. Um, and maybe even one event, like if we played that layout that we just played, is there any way to make it like where like we start on the right side, they start on the left, like the start boxes are also diagonal, you know? Like I don't know, that's just stuff to think about. Like I've ever since the snake beams have been there, I've been waiting for them to like put, you know, something where you can go to like the short bunker and you can crawl all the way out to like, you know, up to the middle, or crawl all the way out to the snake, you know, or put a snake beam in the back center. Maybe something like the Chicago Badlands, you know, zipper where there's a big zipper in the middle. Although I already think the reffing in the middle of the field is like very, I'll just say not ideal at the moment, you know, like, and I think the worst thing about that is that people know that. So I think it's like, you know, it's just rough to obviously ref the middle of a field in a paintball game. But, you know, I think that would be a sick layout, regardless of cheating and reffing and everything. But a zipper straight in the middle of the field, like, I think that would be interesting just to see, like, because I think also to your point, to kind of bounce around of like, I hate to see the layouts where there's these bunkers everywhere and there's very small gaps here and there. But I think that they have to do that because I think people just quite frankly have gotten too good, you know, like teams like Paintball Fit, like the Russians, they're shooting 2 or 3 people off the break. They're getting a kill off the break every time, you know? So like, I think to that point, they have to make a layout where like you kind of have to double up a bunker or go to these short spots and then get out. But to that exact point, like let's change up the strategy or something. You know, I do think when you do those diagonal layouts, I do think that there are teams that may struggle with that and teams that kind of play that better. I do think changing up the strategy of how the field is played or what the bunkers are like, and I'm not talking about let's just add a different size Dorito or a different size can or a new bunker. It's like let's change up how teams are playing the field or how they have to adjust their strategy, because that would be a simple way other than to just completely change the format, right? Is to change kind of the layouts that we're playing on, you know. And one of those formats you brought up, the Dallas practice where we played 7-man, one of those formats, the attack and defend, like that would be a format where like I think the layouts would have to change if we were doing attack and defend, you know, because like that, especially the layout that we were playing on at that practice was like the easiest defend layout that I think that was ever made. You know, it's like, okay, well, it's like these are the 5 spots that we're going to, these are the 4 spots we're going to. Like they would have to change at that point, or else I think you're just like teams just go to the 4 spots and then it's nobody can break it, you know. So like there would have to be a little bit of adjustment there, I feel like. But I don't know, at the max, to be honest, it's like I really just want to change it up a little bit, you know. Like I've seen however many ladder snakes in, you know, the 16 years. So like let's, you know, I want to see some different strategy, you know. And Ronnie's team, shout out to Ronnie. They won. So, and he was like, as a coach, it was the easiest layout to coach because you just say, oh, they shot our right side. Okay, well, we're going to run left side. Or they're shooting wide. Well, we're just going to run up the middle, So I don't know. That was very interesting for this past Max event. And I just think we could definitely use a little bit more of that.
For sure.
Even though we're coming off a weird layout still.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. No, I agree with all that. You're 100% right. We just I wish we didn't have such a big blocked up middle like we've had recently, especially this year. I know you got those big bricks and stuff. What about getting bricks out to the side of the snake or the Dorito, and you just like move those bricks and not have such a cluttered, and like, I understand you got to be on top of it when it's like that because your breakout is going to be crucial. But I mean, I'd like to see something a little different in the middle than just having massive bricks. But that's just me.
I mean, next year we're probably due for an upgrade kit again. 2 years ago they did the snake beams, or 1 year ago, so that's going to be 2 years at the end of this.
Yeah, so we'll see what they do.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I don't know. I mean, like, they didn't really do much of an upgrade kit last time. They just added more snake beams, so it's like, do we get like a new bunker, like a new shape bunker?
Yeah.
Or do we just get more Aztecs, for example? Like, do we get more bunkers that promote, like, somebody being able to gunfight and like producing something out of there, like getting the angles of like, hey, this guy's going to gunfight this guy. These are the best gunfight bunkers, like a Dorito, an Aztec. Let's see, what on the very first one we picked our favorite bunker, or you asked me the question on the Instagram.
What was your favorite bunker?
And I said a small Aztec. So I would be totally in favor of bringing in more Doritos. That's what we did at the Max. This layout this past weekend had 8 Doritos on it and 4 snake beams. So like everyone, of course, when they first see it is like, oh, no snake. Where's the snake? And it's like, I don't know. I would like to see some people like win some gunfights and like, not just crawl 100 feet down the snake,
100%,
and shoot them all in the back. So
yeah,
that would be interesting. I feel like big 100%. Aztec guy here.
Big Aztec. Fan. Oh yeah. No, that's awesome. I think it'd be really cool to just see a big switch up next year in layout. I feel like I know they're changing it up and they're doing some wild stuff, but it's like, I would like to see some things just in different locations, kind of, set up differently, have a zippered snake or, something like that, something different, anything different.
Snake in the back center. That's what I was thinking.
There you go. Get rowdy.
But like for real though, like we got to throw some things out there that haven't been thrown out there before, see what
100%.
Sticks.
100%. Well, charging up on an hour and a half. I don't want to take up too much of your time.
Great conversation.
Oh, dude, it's been a great time. It hadn't felt like an hour and a half.
No, so that's true.
You have a good time whenever it's never feels that long. Drop me with some life advice. Hit me with it.
Well, it's gonna start with some fake advice, or just some not real advice, which is go watch my YouTube channel. All right.
Oh yeah,
talk a little bit about it. But I think the most I'll talk about it right after this because it kind of leads into it. Okay. Basically, I would say is to just, you gotta be living in the moment, and you have to take every moment like you're never gonna get that moment again. So like you said, sitting here talking for an hour and a half, it's like every single moment trying to make the most of it, because we're not that last hour and a half, even though we recorded it, it's all gone. We're not going to get that back. Right. So like, you have to take every moment and you just have to make the most of it. And with that being said, you should go watch my latest video, A Moment in Time, on YouTube.
That was great. So good.
Thank you. I'm really trying to. I guess that's kind of like a genre of video nowadays. Is just like, kind of like a video with a bigger purpose, more so than a vlog. It's the exact same thing I would do with my vlogs, but just with a little bit more thought and a little bit more kind of
Yeah.
meaning to it than just Atlantic City 2025 or Cincy vlog or
Yeah.
Tampa vlog. Like putting a little bit more. I don't know, just like I said, just meaning to it, and trying to
Mm,
maybe whatever I'm trying to get better at that. So like maybe there's someone else that's trying to, live a little bit more in the moment and yeah, just cherish every moment. So that's kind of what I've been trying to do. Hopefully I can release another one of those here soon. They do take a little bit more time just
mhm.
because yeah, like I said, I try to put them well together and not just
Yeah.
it's hard when you don't just record what happens and just go boom, 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 and put some music over it. It's when it's like stuff like that and voiceovers and all that stuff. It does take a little bit more time, or at least I like to
Yeah.
put in a little bit more time to it. So,
Yeah.
but that's what I would say is just, and what I've been trying to do, is just, yeah, be in the moment, be present, and really don't take anything for granted because um, you'll blink and then now you're 23 and you're on Houston Heat and you'll wonder where did the time go. So
Yeah. No, definitely. Living in the present current time that you're in is very crucial. That's great advice. Because, like you
yeah.
said, you'll never get it back. So make the most of it and enjoy it.
And one of my
So
favorite quotes, sorry, there's something on my screen. One of my
you're good.
favorite quotes in there was just very simple, just straight to it. It's like we don't remember the days, we remember the moments. Like
Yeah.
you don't have. We're all dealing with just our little brains in here, and you can't keep everything, and you only remember the moments that really you are present in. That really
Mhm.
you make a concerned effort to really be in the moment and cherish it. That's what you're going to remember. And yeah, we don't remember the days, we remember the moments. And
Yep.
I'm trying to just stay in the moment every
That's
moment that I
awesome.
can. So,
That's awesome. Great advice. I love it. That was awesome.
hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Hell yeah, brother. Um, if you haven't, make sure to go check out Jackson Frey on YouTube. It's got some great stuff. His new episode he just released is absolutely fantastic. Um,
Thank you.
and yeah, no, definitely go like and subscribe on his stuff. Leave him some comments. Help a brother out. With that
Please.
being said, before we go wrap this up, if you could do us all a huge favor, if you could go give us a follow on Instagram, go subscribe to our YouTube. Remember, we're still trying to figure out. Apple's just been a pain in the butt with Apple Music to try and get this on there. So we're still working on that, but you can still find us on YouTube, Spotify, and Podbean. So we're all available there. But yeah, and on Instagram, if y'all give us a follow, it means the world to us whenever we see someone follow. Means a lot. So thank you for everyone making time to listen to this. Jackson, Mr. J. Frey, yourself, I appreciate you making time for us and coming on here again. And man, I'll be seeing you soon.
Yeah. Thank you, bro. Always
Dude,
appreciate you. Always a great talk.
always. I appreciate you too, brother. With that being said, catch you in the next one.
See you, boys.
Peace.